It's your girl, Hopi TV Movie Bestie, and I watch good shit. And I just got done watching the season 4 series finale of From. Y'all, I'm a wreck. I am a wreck. I am in shambles. Now, I'm gonna tell you about that a little bit later. But, first of all, I'm not even gonna tell y'all what time it is. Like, you don't even want to know what time I'm making this video. But I will say, I watched the finale twice. And I never watch anything twice. In today's time, there are very few things that I watch twice. But this, I had to run it back on replay. I was just like, because the amount of times that I found myself saying, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Y'all, too many times. Let's get into it. So we open immediately where we left off from the previous episode. Jade, he talking to Tabitha, and he like, Tabitha, stay with me, we almost there. They start gathering up the bones. Up top, everybody getting anxious, but they getting things ready. So Boyd is like, Christy, there ain't no plan B, because she like, what we gonna do if we can't get the tree out? This is it. This is plan A through Z. Jade tells Tabitha, you got to go up with the bones as soon as they get the tree out. And Tabitha like, wait, no, the bones got to go last, because that's the only thing keeping us protected from the monsters coming in down here. And Jay's like, yeah, about that, I lied. Tabitha said, what now? And he's like, look, if I told y'all the real plan, Boyd would have never let us come down here. Tabitha, you got to finish this. You got to go home. This has got to end. She's like, and I'm thinking, okay, this is the first what the fuck. I don't understand why they both can't go. Y'all got 2 bags of bones. Jay get a bag, Tabitha get a bag. Both of y'all go up this ladder. Now, we already know Sophia has cut the ladder, but y'all don't know that. So why can't both of y'all just try? Try. Tabitha is like, please don't do this, Jay. Like, come on. And so he's like, look, your children deserve to go home. You've got to get home. We all deserve to go home, Jay. Like, let's all get out of here. He said, I'm glad it was you. If I had to do all these lifetimes over and over with somebody, I'm glad it was you. Jay, we don't have time for sentimental moments. We got to get the fuck out of here. They send a signal. And up top, they start pulling the tree out. So the monsters, they just take that little saran wrap that they put up on the door, swipe that to the side, just as everybody up top gets the tree out. The monsters, they start coming towards them. But now the tree been sucked out and light is coming down, and the monsters can't go into the light. So they can't go anywhere past this hole that the tree has made. So Jade is like, okay, Tabitha, you're right. Let's both get out of here. Duh, Jade. They each get a bag. They like, drop the ladder. Ladder comes down, so they start going out. They start climbing. As soon as they going real good, of course, the ladder breaks, and they both fall to the ground. Y'all, okay, what the fuck? It turns night. Just boom. Like, fully daylight, now it's night. What's happening? Everybody looking around. Now the monsters, remember, they can't come into the light. It's dark now, so they coming right on up. They approaching. Then an earthquake hits. What? What is going on? At the police station, Victor is like, we gotta get out of here. And so he's like, I told y'all not to get that tree out. I told you to leave it. Why y'all didn't listen to me? So Kenny's like, okay, calm down, Victor. Okay, let's get out. He's like, look, let's stand in the doorway, protection. Monsters, they approaching just as the earthquake ends. Tabitha and Jay, they like, what we gonna do? So they just take off running in another direction. So Boyd, he asked for the chain. He's like, get the chain. I'm going down after Tabitha and Jay. And they like, Boyd, what? And so Christy said, we need to get out of here, because remember, it's night. So now the monsters can come out from everywhere. So Christy's like, Boyd, if we don't get out right now, we gonna lose everybody. Forget Tabitha and Jade. So Boyd looking around, and he's like, everybody get in the truck, get in the van, let's go. So they make it to the vehicles. They all drive off. Now, Tabitha, She is just scared shitless, and rightfully so. She's just running around. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. They keep running. They reach a dead end. It's a dead end, and it's some kind of exit, but it's blocked by these like sticks. So then another earthquake come down, because here come the monsters. You know, they just following them. Another earthquake comes, rocks and stuff falling, and so some of the monsters get kind of buried under that, and Jade and Tabitha just stuck. Now, in the cars, Two-Face is freaking out. Y'all, she is just, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Why do we do this? Why do we? And Boyd is like, look, you got to calm down, girl. So while they driving and everybody looking and trying to get Two-Face calm, one of the monsters is running into the road, and they almost hit this one. While they like, what's going on? Why are they running up towards us? Two-Face, she grabbed a gun off of Boyd and started shooting. She blow one of the windows out. And I said, please push her out the window. Please just get her out of the car. Because, ma'am, I understand you are scared and a lot is going on, but you have got to calm down. Like, this chaos, this is helping nobody. At the clinic, Fatima, you know, she's with Mary. Fatima just freaking out. She's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. And Mary's like, look, you got to calm down. Fatima's like, how come you're so calm? And she's like, I'm not, but I know freaking out ain't going to help. Exactly. And so she's like, we just got to wait, see what's going on. Fatima, she starts like she finna walk out, and she sees something. And she sees the ambulance outside, and she sees Smiley approaching. And so she's like, oh my gosh, he's coming. He's coming. She's like, the thing I gave birth to, he's coming. And Mary's like, okay, it's cool. He can't get in here. We got the talisman on the door. Y'all, as she is saying this, she look up. The talisman is gone. Where is the talisman? So she's like, oh my gosh, it must have fell off in an earthquake. So she starts looking, you know, through the rubble. Fatima looking out the window, and she's like, hurry, he's coming, he's coming. So Mary, she see the talisman, but it's under a table, all this rubble. She trying to reach, get it. She can't get it. Smiley walks right in the door. And I said, what the fuck? He is inside. So Mary, she get the talisman, but it's too late. He already in. So they take off running. They go to the back. Mary, she try to put the talisman on another door. Here comes Smiley, just unfazed at all. They're like, oh my gosh, so they screaming. So Mary, she reach in a drawer and she gets a knife, and she's like, get back, don't come any further. Smiley turns into Pennywise, you know, all them teeth and all that craziness. He grabs the knife from Mary, slices her belly open. Yo, what? So he starts screaming, then Fatima starts screaming. They screaming in unison. Ah! Mary just, Smiley says, interesting. And he walks away. Christy, she coming in her vehicle, and she sees Smiley walking, and she's like, wait, oh my gosh, what's going on? And she's like, hurry, get to the clinic. So they get out, and it's like her, Ellis, Randall, they run in. It's a mess. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mary. She's down on the ground with her, and Fatima's like, well, what can I do? And she's like, go get my bag. So she trying to save Mary. No such luck. Mary's like, I love you so much. I'm so sorry. Give me a kiss. I don't want to go, but give me a kiss before I go. So she gives her a kiss. Lord. So at the diner, Sophia, she trying to make a deal with Elgin. And she's like, look, Elgin, if you take my bargain, you can go home just like I promised Clara. You ain't did shit for Clara. Clara's still here. All y'all still here. What's the bargain that y'all have made? What are you supposed to be doing? Because you ain't did nothing. Sophia says, all you got to do, Elgin, is help me. And then all of this will be like a dream that slowly fades away day by day. You know why it's so dark outside? It's because we're at the end. And at the end, it gets very messy. Elgin, he tries to leave. Clara blocks the door. Sophia demands that he give her her hands. So he does. And then she says, okay, I'm going to ask one more time. Do you want to take my bargain? And Elgin started praying. And I said, this is about the best thing you done did all season, Elgin, but a little too late. So Sophia's like, okay, well, you keep on praying. So she take his hand, and in his hand, Elgin just goes straight down to the ground, and he died. And then the sun comes back up, and Sophia said, oh, look, the sun up. So she walk out from the back, and she says, Claire, get rid of the body. And Claire's like, I don't know how. And she's like, oh, not my problem. Figure it out. And so Claire says, well, what comes next? And she said, now I light the match and watch it burn. And she grabs the talisman off the door, leaves, and says, I'll see you soon, Claire. What? Back at Colony House, Henry, he freaking out. Donna comes in. She says, Henry, you all right? And he's like, no. Did you see it get dark? And she's like, yeah, that is new. I think you should go to the station and check on Victor, like see how he's doing. He's like, okay, I'm just going to straighten up a little bit here. So before he leaves, he finds 2 bullets. And he's like, Donna, why does Victor have these bullets? And she said, oh, Victor used to carry a gun in his lunchbox, but Boyd took it from him. And he says, So he's holding the bullets, and he remembers being in the hospital and remembers what Victor said. Victor said, once you accept that this is not real, the dream will give you everything you need. Okay, so he take the bullets, and he's like, Donna, what happened to the gun? And she said, I don't know, probably Boyd hid it somewhere at the police station. He said, oh, okay. And she said, Henry, you need to go see Victor. And he's like, yep, I'm on my way. So Boyd, he make it back to the clinic. Now he see Randall outside, just, sad. And he's like, what's going on? So Randall tell him about Mary. He go inside. Fatima, she's talking to Ellis. And she's like, Mary, she tried to defend me. And Smiley Ellis is like, what happened next? And she's like, he just smiled at me and walked away. And so Boyd goes in with Christy. Poor Christy. She just holding Marielle's body. And Boyd comes to her. He holds her while she holding Marielle. And she just screaming and crying. And Boyd's like, it's okay, I got you. Fire shoots up from the hole where the tree was. And lightning goes up in the sky. Red just covers the sky. Red lightning everywhere. And Randall's like, what did we do? Also, just the amount of calmness that everybody had. Just, look at that. Red lightning. It was dark in the middle of the day. Like, why y'all acting like this is a regular day? Why are y'all so calm? I just was screaming the entire time. So Van finally gets to Colony House. Ain't no Tabitha. And Ethan like, Mama, where my mama at? Julie ain't got no words. She just... Sophia, y'all, this whole going from house to house, just collecting the talisman off the door. What? It's finna be some smoke in the city. So Henry, he show up at the police station. He looking around. He's like, anybody in here? Nobody there. He started looking immediately for Victor's gun. Seeking you shall find. He get the gun. Kenny come in and he's like, hey, how you doing? Kenny's like, you need something? And he said, oh, no. He said, I'm just looking around. He said, did you see the lightning outside? And Kenny's like, yeah, it's pretty hard to miss. He's like, oh, okay, well, I gotta go. All right, bye. He leaves with the gun. At Tabitha's house, all the cabinets, they start slamming and opening and closing. Donna said, get out the kitchen. They go out. And Ethan, he's starting to cry. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's happening. I'm about to be stuck here all by myself. And so Julie's like, look, you are never going to be alone. We're going to take care of each other. And he's like, how? And she said, I don't know, but we'll figure it out together. Costa, she at the police station, and she's like, boy, we got to go back and get them bones. And Boyd's like, no, we are not going down there. We don't even know anything about them bones. If we get them, we don't know what to do with them. The only 2 people that knew something about them, they went down there and they came back. So Acosta's like, look, we can't just give up. And Boyd's like, okay, well, how do we move forward? What do you suggest, Acosta? Everybody's just like... So Sarah show up and she's like, boy, come over here. Look, She shows him that she's starting to get a signal on the radio. Tabitha, Jade, they down there Morse coding it up in tunnels. Jade and Tabitha, they like, you think it worked? Because the radio died. Jade is like, I don't know. But even if it did work, they still got to come down here and find us. So they just stuck. And they try digging out. Tabitha's like, let's try to just dig underneath them. So they doing that. She's like, Jade, I really appreciate what you were trying to do back there. Like your willingness to sacrifice yourself to save me. And he's like, of course, women and children first. You're welcome. Randall and Christy, they take Mary's body to the church. And Boyd tells Fatima and Ellis that he got a signal. And that must mean that Tabitha and Jade are still alive. I'm going back down to the tunnels alone. And they're like, wait, no, not by yourself. Ellis is like, what if they hurt? How you going to get both of them out? You going to need help. I can help you. And then Fatima's like, I need to go. I can sense when they're near or when they're around. If I go down there with you, maybe I could help you and let you know when they're coming. Sophia, meanwhile, she's steady collecting talisman like Pokemon. House to house, building to building, all of them. Victor, he comes to Colony House and he up in his room with Henry. Did I do something wrong? Because ever since I told you about the man in yellow and I showed you that picture, you've been different. You haven't been happy. And I think that I ruined things. Henry's like, no, you didn't. The problem is this was never real. He pull out the gun. And Victor like, why you got a gun? And he said, look, I've seen what's real. I know what it's like, and I want to go back there. You're a much better person there. You're alive. You're well. You got a child. I want to go back here. So he aims the gun. As soon as he's aiming the gun, here comes Ethan. And Henry's like, what? He turned. And I'm like, why do we turn and point with guns? Like, you need to put the gun down. If we have learned nothing from Raising Kanan, first episode, put the gun down before you turn around and look at somebody. Don't just aim and start shooting. Victor, he then rushes Henry and he managed to get the gun away from it. It doesn't go off before Henry can shoot Ethan. Victor down on top of Henry and he's like, why would you do this? Why are you doing this? Clara, she also been up to no good. This hoe been helping Sophia. She run around getting talisman herself. And I just want to say, Clara, how do you possibly think that anything that has been happening is going to help get you home? I just want to Fred Sanford her. You big dummy. So the three musketeers, Fatima, Boyd, and Ellis, they go down in the tunnels. Fatima, she's like, she getting the signal. And she's like, the monsters know where Jade and Tabitha are. We've got to hurry. So Tabitha and Jade, they still down there digging. They ain't really made no progress because they just using their little hands. Tabitha suggests that they use the bones. They start using them. And Tabitha, she takes a skull and she's looking at it. And I'm like, Tabitha, why would you do this? Why would you look at this? Because she starts to get a vision. She can see who this skull belongs to, the child. Tabitha, we don't have time for sentimental moments. Like, we have got to get out. Finally, the three musketeers, they find Jade and Tabitha. Boyd, he shoots off the little spikes, the little blocked exit. And Fatima, she's like, uh-oh. They're here. So she's like, y'all got to go. I'll stay here. And Ellis is like, wait, what now? And she says, just remember who I was. Y'all, she turned into one of the monsters. And she's like, and Ellis, he just screaming and crying. And Boyd got to carry him out the tunnels. Sophia and the boy in white, they meet up. And she's like, look at you all grown up. And he's like, they have the bones now. He said, you're going to lose this time. And she said, yeah, but the bottle tree is gone. I've always admired your optimism. Well, I guess we'll just have to see. And she take all the talisman and drop them down an opening in the tree. And the end. Y'all, let's sing the song. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. Y'all. Okay, so I'm in shambles because I knew this was going to end on a cliffhanger. I knew it was going to be a big thing. I knew we wasn't going to get a lot of answers. But y'all, we got no answers. Maybe the only one answer we got is what's going to happen to Fatima and she turned into one of the monsters. That's it. We got 50 new questions. What the fuck? Y'all. And I would be okay with waiting till next year. But no. Y'all know we're going to have to wait like 2 or 3 years before the show comes back on again. I don't understand why it takes streaming shows so long to come back on. When we all had cable back in the day, regular shows would do like 25 episodes and we saw them every 8 months, every year, faithfully. What are y'all doing? Why can't y'all do the same? It's given they don't really care about us. Because I don't understand. So writers, if y'all need my help, I'm available. This show is from the same people that did Lost. Now, I did not watch Lost, but I know a lot of people watched it and they were not pleased with the way it ended. So I just want to advise the writers, please don't do that. Do not do whatever y'all did with Lost. If you need somebody to run some scenario buys, I'm here. If you need help with the writing, I'm here. We got to get out from. We have got to leave this place. And we need it tied up with a nice little bow come season 5. We don't have time for, what do you think happened? And, imagine in your head. No, we want to know what the fuck been going on. We have given y'all so many years of our time. We don't have another question left in us. So, yo, this was a lot. This was so very much. Y'all, please let me know what you thought in the comments below. I know you ain't got no answers, but what did you think of the finale? Let me know in the comments below. Please, let's start the discussion. Let's start a therapy group if necessary. I'm your TV movie bestie. I'm on all the socials. Like, subscribe, and follow. And I will see y'all on the next show, on the next episode. Bye, besties.